Slept on the street last night in a good spot, meaning I might be able to go to the gym tonight after work. Yes, it's my super long day. I gotta go downtown to Boston for the 9 to 5, but it's supposed to be beautiful tonight, like 50 degrees. I thought I'd do a long walk home, go past the Cheers bar, some other cool Boston spots, and make the most of it. But right now, I want to get out and catch the bus. Yeah, I got a really good parking spot last night. I'm parked right on the corner where like another road starts, which is the best place to park a van. Too many times I've come back to my truck at the end of the day when I'm in dense residential neighborhoods and I'm boxed in on both sides. Cars give you like 6 inches of clearance, which isn't enough to escape. Sick of that happening. You see that? The sun? This is the first time in a while I've gotten up and the sun is already up. I'm not getting up in the dark. Yeah, another sign of spring. Not only later sunsets, but earlier sunrises. All right, here's the bus.
Hang on.
Man, it feels so good to walk in 50-degree weather in downtown Boston. It's been way too long. Makes you appreciate how beautiful Boston is. I love the mixture of architecture, stuff spanning. Boston actually turns, I think, 400 years old this summer, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful place to be, beautiful place to work. I've lived here a long time, but, you know, I like Boston a lot. I never really got sick of it. Another day, another grind. My office has a really nice cafeteria and great coffee. If I ever leave, I'll miss that. But right now, I'm gonna head to the Cheers bar, which is actually right down the street from where I work. Legend is that the creators of Cheers, Les and Charles Burrows, I believe their name is, they also developed like the Mary Tyler Moore Show and a bunch of shows in the 60s and 70s. They wanted to do an American version of Fawlty Towers set in a bar. They chose Boston randomly and picked the Bull and Finch bar up here, up the street, out of a phone book. Came and checked it out and based the characters on regulars who actually stayed in this bar. After the show became popular for a few years, they renamed the bar from the Bull and Finch to Cheers. Anyway, the interior layout is different, but the exterior is right up here. You'll recognize it instantly. The menu is pretty basic. So just like in the TV show, there's a fancy restaurant upstairs. They actually added that to the show because of this place. That wasn't originally part of the script. But I'm not gonna go inside. It's always a zoo in there, just tourists gathering around. I need to stop at Trader Joe's and get some food. I am all out of stuff to eat. I love seeing converted vans in the wild. There's a Sprinter up here with some expensive hardware on it. They have the rear tire and ladder combo, not by Illuminous, but by another company. I forgot the name. It cost around $2,000, I think, for that. And they have a nice awning up there. I can't tell what kind of roof rack they have. They seem to have an AC unit. Someone with a bit of money up here. Right up here in Boylston is the most decrepit building on probably one of the most valuable pieces of real estate in the city. The guy who owns this is a total slumlord, and he's been holding out for a developer to buy this property for like 20 or 30 years. It's just an absolute blight. It's actually partially collapsed before. I don't know why the city doesn't crack down. Let's get I'll go with 2 days of food. And these Asian stir-fry things, these are so good. And this stuff I like better than the regular sriracha. Two good things about Trader Joe's: I can eat that delicious rosemary chicken. Again, that stuff is like crack to me. Also, while my freezer is empty, I don't have to run the power on it. That's my number one power draw during the winter, my fridge freezer. And if I don't have to run the power on it, I can drive less since I don't have to charge my battery as much. You see, when you live in a van, like everything just goes around in a circle, like cannibalizes itself. This is Boylston Street right here. This is the whole Berkeley College neighborhood. A lot of hippie, artsy student type. The good kind though, the punk kind. The kind I like. Yeah, back here is a store called Amelia's Taqueria. That's actually where I had my first ever art showing of my ink work when I was 22 years old. That place right there. That's been there a while. Down here is the Fenway, which swarms the Muddy River, this river that cuts through here. This used to be a very well-developed recreational area, like in the 1800s, and it just fell into disuse, and a lot of the facilities and stuff were closed down in the Great Depression. When people think of the rivers of Boston, they usually think of the Charles or the Mystic, or maybe the Neponset. People rarely forget about this one, the Muddy River, which emptied a giant swamp into the Atlantic Ocean. Now it's kind of more of a pond in the shape of a river after they dammed the outflow of the Charles, and there's no more tidal force back here. It's like an estuary. I don't know what you call it. It's a swamp. But it's a beautiful urban green space. It kind of stays under the radar like I do, or at least I think I do. I always like coming here. If you're into urban exploration and sounds of the city, this is a great place to walk through the Boston Victory Gardens in the Fenway, a very fertile place to grow plants. People are still allowed to rent their own spaces here and garden however they see fit. This is one of 2 remaining Victory Gardens in the United States, operated like in an organized way, I guess. At one point, these Victory Gardens provided 40% of all the fruits and vegetables consumed in the United States in 1945. Yeah, so this is a remnant of history right here. It's also just so cool to walk around, see all these crops when they're all blooming in the spring and the summer. They call that the blue hour, that whole hour after the sun goes down. The light is so beautiful and blue. It's my favorite time to drive and my favorite time to walk as well. I took a scenic detour home. Got home kind of late, unfortunately, which means I cannot do my full-blown workout at my gym tonight, but I will have time for a nice, long, hot shower, which I need more than anything else right now. First thing I noticed walking to the gym, I don't need to take an hour-long hot shower, which is my signature move when I'm there. It's 52 degrees out right now, and it's supposed to get warmer all night long, all day tomorrow, almost as high as 60. Oh man, I need this so bad. I'm a pretty loyal veteran member, what am I trying to say, of the YMCA. In case you haven't noticed now, I think they're great. For van life, you need a good gym. This is a cheap one. The only drawbacks to the Y are its tendency to close too early for my tastes, including not being open at all on afternoons on Saturday and Sunday. So I've been thinking about joining another gym. There's an Anytime Fitness next to that Price Chopper, Stop and Shop, whatever that robot grocery store I went to recently. They had a 24-hour gym right next to it. I think it was called Anytime Fitness. But I'm open to suggestions on new gyms. So if any of you guys in the comments have good ideas for a good chain gym, something that is open 24 hours. I don't even know what's out there. I'm looking for suggestions. Can you guys hear that? The sound of rain. More importantly, it's the sound of my Esper heater not running. This is the first night since, I don't know, September maybe, that I've not come in here and turned that thing on. I am stealthing on a residential street, so it's to my benefit that I don't run it. It has a muffler outside, which quiets the noise, but, you know, there's still pedestrians out here, and I don't like to run that thing until like 10 or 11 p.m. and work on my Mr. Buddy. But I'm not even running that. It is 60 degrees in here. One of the benefits to a black van is it gets warmer in here than it is outside during the winter. And what a trying winter this was. It's March, I don't know, 6 right now or something like that. And we set our clocks ahead on Sunday. I think the sunset will be here in Boston at like 5:51 p.m. and then a few days later at 7 p.m. That is amazing. I need this spring so bad. I need it today real bad. A nice long walk across the city. You know, I love doing long walks, even though I live in a vehicle now and I drive everywhere. I didn't used to be like that. I used to walk everywhere. Like crazy amount of walking. Like 20 miles a day every day for a couple of years. Literally. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. I'm enjoying the spring. I'm feeling better. Thanks for joining me on this walk across Boston. I think my roof rack and my roof panels, solar panels, whatever I'm trying to say, this word salad, all comes in tomorrow. And hopefully for my next video, I'll get my hands on them. Until then, thanks for watching. Peace out.